How are you doing? Welcome back. I recently made two videos. One about a Firefly Pure Series FFTL Telecaster copy. And that was an unboxing and review. And then right after that, I made an unboxing and review video about a Squier Sonic Mustang that I got. Now the review of the Firefly was, mostly favorable with a couple of issues. The review of the Mustang, of course, was better. It was just a better guitar all around. I mean, no biases there. It's just that was my initial impression. Well, in order to get the Firefly to where I wanted it to be, I actually had to modify it, and that's why I'm making this video today. I'm going to show you some mods that I did. You may find them interesting, you may not, but if you're looking to start from a nice guitar and make it into a really nice guitar, the Firefly is good in that respect, and here's how I did it. First of all, I didn't care for the tone of the stock pickups that came with the guitar. I mean, I kind of liked the bridge pickup. It was decent, but the neck pickup was lacking clarity and punch. I mean, it had a few places where the tone was nice, like if you played it up around the 12th fret or something like that, and you get that nice, warm, tubular tone, But as you went down the neck, it began to lose definition. And, I mean, I understand that tele pickups in the neck are like that a lot, You want them for that bottom-end thump and that warm mid-range. But you also like to have a little bit of clarity in the top, too, without having to crank the treble too much on your amp. So, in light of that, I had to make a decision. I thought that the bridge position pickup was pretty good, but I also wanted to have a matched pair in the guitar. So I went out on Amazon and I found a pair of Fleor, F-L-E-O-R, Fleor matched tele pickups, Alnico 5. I had bought Fleor pickups before. You may have seen my video on my Firefly baritone guitar with humbuckers in it. I put in Fleor pickups in that guitar, and it was amazing. It was a nice upgrade. So I'm at this point, I'm of the opinion that Fleor pickups are better than Firefly stock pickups, probably all around. But, I haven't played them all, so I couldn't say that for sure. But that's been my experience up to now. I did a second thing as well. Part of the reason why I think the guitar wasn't offering a lot of punch or clarity when I first took it out of the box was because it had the standard, what they call ashtray bridge. Telecasters oftentimes have that ashtray bridge, with the edges on it, and the three brass string saddles, where two strings share one saddle, which limits a little bit of your ability to set the intonation and things like that. I also thought that the round cylindrical saddles, being of brass, which is a little bit soft, and being of a circular shape with a string lying on top of it, were contributing to the sort of deadness of the strings. And the thinner strings, when I picked them, you can hear almost an overtone of like a whine. I don't know how else to put it. It's like a little mosquito buzz that you could overlook or basically roll off the treble a little bit to try to get rid of. But I thought, why have anything that you always have to roll off something to get rid of it? So I decided I'd rather have a 6-saddle steel bridge. So I bought one of those too. Bought it from a company called Music Lily, another Chinese hardware manufacturer. I think I got that also through Amazon. So I searched out the right bridge. I couldn't find one that would exactly line up. Nobody anywhere was talking about, a replacement bridge for a Firefly Telecaster that would exactly line up, unless you bought another 3-saddle brass bridge, ashtray bridge, which I wasn't looking for. So I took a risk. I bought a flat chrome 6-steel saddle bridge, and when I got it, I found that I had to do a little bit of modification to the wood. The anchor holes didn't line up exactly. That plus the guitar, when it came out of the box, it was a string through. You put the strings in through the back and you pull them up through, and then you put them over the bridge. And that was okay, But I didn't care really about that much. So the replacement bridge that I got was longer from front to back, thereby covering up the string through holes. I don't care whether it's a top loader or a string through. I really don't. I've never been. I never had an opinion either way on that. So I figured, well, we'll go with the top loader and see if we can make it fit. Now, this is important. The pickup routing for the bridge pickup is exact. The wood was routed out and painted, with black shielding paint, and it only just exactly fit the pickup that it came with. It just fit. You didn't have a millimeter in any direction. So when I got that bridge, I had to measure from the nut to the string rests of the saddles. I put the saddles right in the middle. I screwed them so they would have just as equal adjustment to front or back for intonation. I set them all just exactly there, right in the middle, and then I measured to get the scale from the nut to the string rests, right on the string rest. And I lined them all up, and I squared it real good, and I had to drill 3 new holes. The original bridge had 4 holes anchoring in it. The new one only had 3. But it was a little bit more substantial, and I thought, with the top loading and everything, it might actually brighten the strings. So I installed it in that way, and I was very lucky because the pickup hole in the bridge has to line up exactly with the pickup routing in the wood. And honestly, when I bought that bridge, I wasn't sure it was going to. In fact, I hadn't considered that. I thought there must be enough routing underneath to be able to move the pickup, a little bit in either direction. So I got real lucky because when it showed up, it actually did line up. When I measured the scale from the nut to the string rests, right in the middle, that pickup dropped right precisely into that routing. So I really lucked out. So it's something to think about if you're going to replace the bridge on your Firefly Tele. But once I did it, and I strung it through on top, the top loader now, I did all the surgery in one day. This is kind of funny. Well, it's kind of risky. Bad enough that I risked not knowing about the pickup hole and its precise location, its requirement for precise location. Bad enough I hadn't considered that and got lucky with it. But I did the surgery on the guitar in one day. I simultaneously swapped out that bridge and installed the Fleor pickups. And here's what I had to do. I was constrained for time. This was on a Saturday, yesterday actually, and I was going to go sit in. I had a gig to go to. Some friends of mine asked me to sit in on guitar for them at a dance party that they were doing. And so I just finished closing the guitar up without testing it in any way. I closed it up, I restrung it, and I just put it down saying, I'm going to come back tonight or tomorrow and check it and see if everything works and how much I have to do to adjust it. Well, I'll tell you what, my guardian angel was over my head that day because when I got home, I couldn't sleep because my ears were still ringing. The drummer hit him really hard. So I picked up that guitar and I plugged it in with tiny volume on the amp because I couldn't wake anybody up. And I listened, and I was like, wow, that's actually quite beautiful. So this morning when I got up, the first thing I did was turn that amp up and now play it. And not only was the tone better, but, the whole overall output of the guitar was stronger, better. Those Fleor pickups actually had a lot more brightness and punch than the original stock, Fireflies that were in there. And the bridge, it just, once I lined up, once I drilled the new screw holes and lined it up correctly and anchored it and strung it, it worked out perfect. And this is what it looks like now. There's the new bridge. Not an ashtray bridge. It came with the ashtray style bridge with the 3 saddles. Now I've got the 6 saddles. So I have full control over the intonation of each string, and I don't have those side walls of the ashtray to contend with my hand. Some people like that. I've never cared for it. So that's the way it looks now, and that's the way it sounds now. And I will tell you one more thing I had to do. When I was working on this guitar, when I was first setting it up before I got the new bridge or the new pickups, I was really struggling to get the action correct because it was string buzz, but there were no high frets really. Well, yeah, actually there was. The 22nd fret, the highest most fret, was actually proud. A lot of people say, "Oh no, it's just you think it is because it's on the end." No, it was actually proud, and so I had to file that down quite a bit so that most of the strings would stop buzzing. But there was always some kind of buzz, like in the middle of the neck or down the bottom of the neck. And when I adjusted the truss rod one way or the other way, it would just go from one extreme to the other. Either the action was so high you could shoot arrows off the guitar, or it was so low that it was laying down and buzzing in places. I couldn't get it in between. And I noticed that the action right up near the top of the neck would get hugely high just to eliminate the buzz down here. Like I said, truss rod adjustments weren't doing it. It was not the curve of the neck that was causing it. It was something else. So I had to shim it. When I shimmed it to go forward. I shimmed it forward so that I could then crank the truss rod and let it pull back. And maybe then the strings would lay straighter and go to the bridge saddles. Well, when I decided I didn't want that bridge anymore and I wanted this kind of bridge, I had to then get back in there and revisit that shim job in the neck. Because these saddles are different. They are of a different height. And they were a little bit too low when I put them on. And so what I had to do is I had to re-shim the neck. I took out the shim and I shimmed it in the opposite direction. Now I shimmed it backwards. I shimmed it with some back pull. And then I was able to raise these bridges up fairly high, enough to get some good string tension to hold them down with, because that's what you're looking for. It was kind of a mess. It was a lot of math, a lot of trial and error, but I finally got it exactly right. Now it doesn't buzz anywhere. The action is good. The saddle heights they still have enough leeway in any direction, up or down, and of course I can adjust them front and back fully. So I set the intonation on this thing, and it was absolutely perfect. It's just perfect. I was so happy with the way this guitar came out. In fact, at that gig that I went to last night, I actually took this as an alternate guitar. My main guitar last night was I have a Gibson Les Paul Studio, the Worn Brown. If you remember those mahogany studios that came out some years ago. I have the Worn Brown version of that. There's another one called Faded Cherry, I think. It's like red looking. This one is the brown one. And it sounds great. I mean, it sounds like any Les Paul. It sounds like a Les Paul. So I played that through my my Johnson JM60 Marquee amplifier, one of the first modeling amps that came out. It's pretty old, but it still sounds great. And I played this through it during sound check to see if I could get a comparable tone. And you know what? I absolutely could. This could have done the gig. But I put it aside because I had rehearsed with the Les Paul. So I thought I'll just use the Les Paul for a predictable tone. I did not end up inserting this during we did 3 sets, and I didn't end up using it. I left it in the stand for, but I know I could have. So I've got that to look forward to, trying that again sometime in the future. So that was the Firefly. That's what I did to the Firefly to modify it, to get it to where I want it to be. And then it sounded brighter and better. So this is what it sounds like now with the modifications. It's brighter and punchier. I have my amplifier turned pretty far down right now because it really it's punchy and bright. It's got a lot of signal. I don't have to have the amp up loud at all. And this is the sound I'm getting now. This is the bridge position pickup with everything turned all the way up. Shaking all over. So that's the bridge position. Here is the middle position. That's the middle position. Here is the neck position pickup. Way punchier than the Firefly one. That's sort of a cello-like sustain. Beautiful, I love it. Anyway, but that's what I got out of it. I'm very, very happy with it. Now this, a whole new guitar. Its whole expression is different. It's brighter, it's cleaner, it's just warmer all around. Doesn't make me play any better, of course, but you know, very little is going to make that happen. So that's the Firefly half of this video. The second half of this video is going to be about my Squier Sonic Mustang that I got. Both of these unboxing and review videos were done like within a week of each other. But I loved the Squier Sonic Mustang so much that I actually just did a little bit of visual modification. Nothing else. Doesn't need anything else. But just to make it my own. I'll show you. Take a look at this. So I gave it a little bit of style just to make it mine. I don't usually do things like this to guitars, but this had a lot of open real estate on the face, which I mentioned when I first took it out of the box. And this is what I filled it with. Gave her a little racing stripe and a couple little attitude stickers. Vero amor sta la familia. So I love this thing, man. I've almost never been so happy with a music purchase as this guitar. So I'm so psyched about it. I said I'm not going to return this under any circumstances, so I'm not. And I don't have to. Not sure how good the tune is right now, but that's my guitar. Oh, Susie Q. No, Susie Q. Copyright strike. So anyway, that's my Mustang. What I've done to it. Would I have done this if it was a Fender custom shop Mustang? If I liked it this much, maybe. But the thing about it is a Squier. I don't know how much value retention it's going to have, but it was $160 to begin with. Well, it was closer. It was $200 with a discount on it. But because I'm going to keep this and I'm going to play the hell out of it, I just made it my own, you know. So I just wanted to give you another look at it because it's just so beautiful. It plays so well and sounds so good. So that's it. Just a short one today. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let you see what I've been up to. But that Telecaster mod with the replacement bridge and pickups really made a new guitar out of it. So if you're looking to invest a little money in a project guitar, that Firefly True Series FFTL Telecaster copy is a good place to start from. You know, some people are happy enough with it just the way it comes out of the box. I just wanted something more out of it. So I transformed it, as you saw, with the bridge and the pickups. And now I'm much happier with it. I actually took that as an alternate guitar with me last night to the gig. So that's it. That's all I've got for you today. I just wanted to share the moment with you. And as always, If you liked the video, if you enjoyed it, sub if you haven't already, and just drop a like on it. As I always say, I do not monetize. This isn't making me any money, but it's nice to see the subs. So one more time, I'm just going to thank you for stopping in to the PipeCat channel. And I will look forward to talking to you again very soon. And if I don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas, or whatever applies.